One of the quiet joys of creating here on YouTube is the way it gently leads me into moments I might have otherwise missed and leaves me with memories I can return to again and again, like treasures tucked along the shoreline. Today, I'd love to share one of those moments with you, a shelling experience that has already settled into a very special place in my heart, one I've been telling people about since it happened, and one I have a feeling I'll be revisiting this experience for years to come. Now, I am not a fan of shelling in the dark, but a gal has to do what a gal has to do. If the winds and the weather were telling me I might have an epic evening on the beach. So I decided to give up on a little bit of beauty sleep, and boy, am I glad that I did, because I'm here at the beach for all of about 20 seconds, and I got a horse conch. So this is the Florida state shell. This is what we all are really hoping to find when we go to the beach. It doesn't always happen. I was hoping, and I will tell you why I came here. We'll get into that. But holy cow, the fact that I just showed up and this was here, yeah, I would say it was a pretty good indication of other things that might come. Now, not always, but tonight is one of those nights. So I put that shell in my bag and I'm ready for the next one. So pretty excited. And yeah, if I only knew. So I'm going to go ahead and check up the upper rack line real quick here just to kind of get an idea what all is going to be here. I do see lots of those quahogs, those bluish shells. I see some distosenias, lots of pen shells, which I don't collect. Sorry about that. But guys, this evening was just amazing. I have never had an experience like this, which is why I said I'm just so grateful to YouTube for kind of making me get out there, because this was epic, absolutely epic and fun. So fun. I found so many horse conchs I didn't even keep them all. It's going to be one of those evenings. So, if you're ready to see what all is out there for us today, let's go to the beach. So yeah, I kind of like got the video in the bag. I already got my big horse conch in my shell bag, and I'm just feeling really good about being out here. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, nice. So this is a lightning whelk, the Sinistra Folger sinistrum. So it's left-handed. You'll see it's open on the left. That shell would have been like a showstopper if it weren't for that horse conch that I already picked up. So off to a pretty good start. I'm not here alone. Yeah, I did quick flash and see there are a couple other people that have the same idea as I did. That's another lightning whelk. And it's a strange evening. You'll see. It's strange but incredible. What? Okay. This is only a little lump of seaweed, but you got to check out the lumps because you never know. So that was just seaweed kind of tangled with some rope. And again, I did mention, I really don't like night shelling. I can't stand that I can't see. This is alive. Yep. Just going to turn it over a little bit. So I do have my gloves on. It was in the 50s, so it wasn't really, really cold. Cold enough for me. I'm a wimp. So yeah, I had my waterproof gloves on, which is unfortunate because I can't be as delicate as I'd like with some of the smaller critters, but we'll get to that. But right now, my heart and soul is very, very warm. I'm very warm, so I am ready to stay out here for a little while and see what all is out here. Okay, alive. Now, I decided because we had like maybe 2 days of very high northwest winds. That is alive. Yep, banded tulip. Yeah, and I got these big honking gloves on, so I'll just be as careful as I can. So the winds were very, very high, and low tide was at like 12:30 at night. That's why I'm here now. Right now, it's probably about 11 o'clock at night or so. That is a living apple murex. And again, because the winds were so high, this is the day I wanted to go to the beach, and low tide was at 12:30. So it is what it is. And we'll see. Does it matter if the tide is low or not? We'll just kind of see how the evening transpires. So there is some other things here. Nothing as exciting as that horse conch and that big lightning welk yet. So, okay, we have another big, now this one's a little more pitted. So this is a massive lightning welk. I mean, I guess technically I've seen bigger, but it's a big one. But things like that, I would like to put succulents in, maybe plants, or I'm sure someone else could find a good reason or a good home for that. So I am going to hold on to that. So that's big old lightning welk. All right, live horse conch kind of spilling out of its shell. Let's see. Okay, I did film. This was filmed back in February, so it's not like I did a lot of shelling because the conditions were so good. Live broken. Yeah. So the fighting conch gonna leave. The living banded tulip gonna leave. Just see what else is likely not going to be too much of a critter evening. Or a critter encounter, a critter type of video. I can't see. Okay. Big horse conch. I guess I determined that is alive. All right. Let's see. All right. That one is also alive. All right. Scanning. Just in case there's an empty one. I have been known to miss big empty horse conchs. I think at least twice that I can think of in my memory. And another banded to alive. So all these scallop, pretty much everything's alive, which is why let's see, what about you? Yep. So I'm just kind of trying to see, all right, an empty. All right, we have an empty banded tulip, or the Centura hunteria. Now it's discolored with some forams or like really tiny critters that have reddish shells. Look at that scallop. It's alive. You can see its little eyeballs on the left top of its shell there. Beautiful color. I want that shell, but the critter is not done with it. I personally can wait, and frankly, if you're on Sanibel, I am on Sanibel, it is not legal to take live critters, so then there's that. Okay. All right, banded tulip. Oh, it's empty. Yeah, all right. Cool banded tulip. All right. We'll take whatever kind of empty shell we can find. Here's an apple. All right, an apple murex, or the Philonodus pomum. Very nice. It's not that lilac one I've found, but beautiful, beautiful apple murex. Oh, a calico box crab. I don't know if you're okay. I hope so. We're just going to leave him alone. Okay. Very messy. Hard to see. Now, turtle season will be starting May 1st, so I can use the headlamps up until then, but after then, you'd have to use a red lamp, which I've tried, and it's absolutely useless. There is an urchin, probably alive. Yep, short-spined sea urchin. So yeah, I've tried the red lamp, and it would help you from like falling off a cliff, but it ain't gonna help you find anything, that's for sure. Another horse conch? Yes, this one's kind of buried. And then I get a lot of resistance, and I'm like, all right, it might be alive. So then I start, I'm being a little more delicate, and it is indeed alive. Okay. But that's okay. Look what we have here. All right, let's see. Looking horse conch. Yeah, it's a horse conch, all right. What do we think? It's a little beat up. Not, obviously, it's not in as good a condition as that other one we picked up, but I might, for now, hold on to it just in case. And you could stick a plant in there, right? Yeah, for now. Maybe I'll switch it out, but for now I'm going to hold on to that. So we have another horse conch. Yep, it's going to be one of those evenings, and that works for me. I don't know where to go. I have to admit, like, I keep getting pulled up into the rack line because there's more shells, but they're all alive. So, all right. But at least there's something up there. When I go closer to the water, there's not really a whole lot there other than the big empty horse conchs. Here's a little, that's a little, that's not really a pony. It's a filly. It's a little filly of a horse conch that is alive. Yeah. Do I like the size? Not, I mean, I like the big ones, but kind of like the pony size. So here is a little smorgasbord. There is a stone crab underneath all of those banded tulips. I would love that orange one. But yeah, nothing goes to waste here at the beach. They like to recycle, which is typically why when I find shells, they're empty. Because if there was any critter or animal left in the shell, the animals would take care of that. Somebody would gobble that up. Oh, well, there's no snail in there, but there is a crab. Okay. Oh, look at that. I see the animal. Yeah, I'm going to kind of tiptoe around everybody here. So that is a true tulip. You can see the animal kind of there on the left. Beautiful. For size, yeah, that's a pretty big true tulip. That is beautiful. All right, let's find something else empty. There we go, right on cue. Oh, another lightning whelk. Empty. Awesome. That's a good size one, too. Yeah, very nice. The Sinistrifolger sinistrum. And those gloves are coming in really handy. That was the last piece of my cold weather gear I needed to work out. Boy, I'd love a headlamp that doesn't go wah, 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 you know, when you film it. All right, let's check out some lumps here. Looks like garbage. You never know. All right, we're going to remove that. That is an egg casing. I see more lumps. Yeah, we're not going to mess with the egg casing. Hey, there could be a horse conch out there. All right, so far it looks like there was lumps of seaweed. Yeah, sometimes you get a horse conch, sometimes you get some seaweed. That's okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and address the tide. I think it was better that it was low tide. I know, even though I can't see, the water it's way far out and it's just exposing more beach. So yeah, even though, yep, here's a chunk of a horse conch, like we would call it the cob, kind of like the middle of it. Yeah, so if the tide was out even more, it would be, you know, really good shelling. So far, so good. Not going to complain. That is for darn sure. This is pretty darn fun. Oh, did you see that lightning whelk flash? So, yeah, so my boots are up to about my knee. So they're pretty tall at this point. I had to replace the other ones I had. But I don't think, yeah, I think I just have to get really, really lucky to try to shell in murky water at night. It's, yeah, just can't see. I did try for a little while though. That lightning whelk, I wanted that lightning whelk. Oh well. All right, let's move on. Exercise and frustration. Oh, this is much better. I thought for sure it was going to be alive. Look at that aperture. That is beautiful. Let's see. All right, it's looking pretty good. I know there's got a lot of beach stuff on it, but if it's not like pitted, probably a really good chance it's going to clean up. Oh, that's great. Tiny, tiny little chip on the bottom. But yep. Oh, I got some cleaning to do. Oh, that's so exciting. I can't believe the kind of night it is. That's crazy. Oh, shut the front door. Another one. Oh, and look at this one. So it's a little bit smaller. Not pony size. Look how clean it is. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh yeah, that is going to clean up wonderful. Oh, that's awesome. I just can't believe there's so many of them. You know, it would be one thing if there was only like this shell, but I lost count already. Already lost count. All right, let's grab that too. Good, it'll be a good night for garbage as well. Shells and garbage. Yep, I'll take it all. Ooh, another one. But all right, this one definitely is more slippery. But let's try it again. All right, yeah, tons of beach stuff. We don't care about that. Oh, it's very pitted. Yeah. Kind of pretty though with the barnacles and stuff. If it was the only one I found, I might keep it. But since I already have all those other, yeah, I'm not going to be that much of a brat. I'm going to leave that one here. But that's not to say I'm going to stop looking. If there's any other horse conchs out there, come on, I'm ready to meet you. If you're empty, I mean, I'll meet you if you're whole too. I'm just going to leave you here. Oh, oh my gosh! Now this one, guys, I do. There's a body in there. It it smells. It smells really, really bad. So yeah, I am going to take the trouble. I'm going to take it home, and it, like I said, it smells really, really bad. That's okay. I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna clean that shell. Yep. So another horse con. I wish it was empty, but given it a couple more hours, and the body probably would have slid out of the shell. It's just the smell. It was there. It was not coming back. Nope. It was not coming back. So I did have to rearrange and put a bunch of horse conchs in my backpack to kind of keep my bucket empty, and I'm still got room. Oh my gosh. Look at that one. Another lightning whelk. Very nice. Kind of yeah, it's a little bit smaller than that other one we had picked up. Very nice. Very, very nice lightning whelk. All right. And at this, I'm actually just looking at the light pollution. I have spent a couple nights in Big Cypress. There's a dark sky certified area in Big Cypress National Park, and I could see the stars better there than I could on this evening on Sanibel. Pretty crazy how we're losing our night sky, but while I can, I'll get out there and enjoy it. Anyway, back to seashells. All right, here's a fighting conch. That's a nice purple aperture. Very nice. But yeah, it's seen some better days. That's all right. Yeah, poor conditions are not ideal. I mean, I guess from a weather standpoint, they are. It's just this whole being able to see thing. All right, we have an angel wing. Very cool. You will never find that hinged. The two shells of an angel wing, even though it is a bivalve, they are not hinged. The animal is what keeps it together. Are you kidding me? That's what I was kind of hoping for. I still got the angel wing in my hand. I probably was going to rinse it out, and like, good thing I did. That happens a lot, actually. Shellendipity. Just kind of being at the right place at the right time. Oh, that's awesome. That one looks pretty good, too. Okay. Anybody else? I probably have a little bit more room. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. No. Wait, is that the one I put down before? It is. Yeah, I've already decided I didn't want that one. Okay, we're going to just hold on to this one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've never had an experience like that, obviously, which is why this is just so flipping fun. This is great. All right. Other than the hole, like, I can't really see that well. I was not the only one out here, which is kind of crazy. And it's definitely a different kind of shelling. I definitely prefer when I have the whole beach to myself. That's a very pretty fighting conch. And yeah, one would think if you come out at midnight, you'd have the beach to yourself. But nope. Me and a couple other people were watching the weather do the same thing. Okay, back to the rack line, just in case I missed something. Not as impressive as some of the other rack lines I've seen. All right, a little scallop. Yeah, just in case. Happens to be, oh, look at here. One more horse. I have room, but you know what? I think me and a bunch of other shellers, yeah, we probably passed that one over. And I wonder if other shellers had that same experience. Well, there was a fire watch because there was winds. There was crazy winds, and I was kind of watching it all day on Monday, and it was driving me a little bit crazy. I mean, really high northwest winds, and that's why I went out. There was also a cold weather advisory, but it wasn't going to start till 3 in the morning, which was fine because I was already home. And then, yeah, tide was at about 12:30 in the morning. So I think with everything considered, this was pretty epic. I probably can name you all of the different times that I have found horse conchs, and it was always single one, or except for that time I found three over in Keewaydin. But this experience was just crazy. Really, really fun. So I decided that's it. My bags are full. My backpack is full. I did manage to pick up a little bit of garbage. So in addition to that truck, I found this little hat here. So all in all, yeah, it added up. It was 1.75 ounces of garbage. But in total, I've removed a little over 92 pounds of garbage from our beaches. And I did find a couple of shells. There was a Florida fighting conch, the banded tulip, the apple murex, the angel wings, some scallops, and there's a couple of horse conchs, 6 in total. That is crazy. And then these larger lightning whelks, that was pretty cool as well. So yeah, all in all, it was crazy. It was kind of surprising that there wasn't more impressive of a rack line, but the horse conchs were rolling in. So it's kind of weird. I was telling people, like, yeah, the only thing I kind of found were horse conchs. And I'm doing this just to try to kind of record what these guys look like before we clean them, because I have a couple of minutes. I'm going to kind of get behind the scenes, a little bit of cleaning on some of these. Yeah, because it just needed it. And it was a learning process. I did learn something while I was going through this. Normally, I only have 1, 2, or maybe 3 horse conchs to clean, but to have 6 of them, it means I can pay a little bit more attention to just kind of take note on what goes on. So typically, everybody says you put it in a bleach water rinse. And if it had a light coating of periostracum on it, you could get away with that. So this was the cleanest of them. That was just soaked in a bleach water mixture. And that came out pretty good. Yeah, it's got a couple of holes in it, but I think it's awesome. This was the second cleanest one. Look at that aperture. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, so this was the second cleanest one. And we can see that periostracum is really not wanting to come off. And again, this was in the bleach water mixture. And so it does work, but it takes a long time. Now, this is another one. Look at all the, oh, actually first, I think this one's going to come out really, really good. But there is a ton of beach stuff on it, to the point I needed almost like a chisel and hammer to kind of get that stuff off. And once you pick it off, the periostracum is now underneath it. So it's a process. Sometimes you want to soak it a couple of different times. So I'm really excited about this one. A little bit smaller, pretty. Again, not pony size, but yeah, it's looking pretty. So that's the bleach water. Do have this massive bucket, but you know what? Like, it works, but I really think I'm going to bring out the big guns. And by bring out the big guns, here, let me look at this one too. Yep. So, well, frankly, we just looked at that. Anyway, the big guns are bleach, and I'm not going to dilute it. We're just going 100% straight bleach. That's what I normally use. I was really just kind of trying to conserve and, try to get away with using less bleach by mixing it with water. It doesn't work. When you use the straight bleach, I mean, this is what you get. So yeah, I'm just going to have to, I'll invest in some Clorox or something. But like I said, when you use the straight bleach, it does a much better job. It's still not perfect. I still have to go back and hammer and kind of pick, but much less than you do with the bleach water mixture. So the one is done now. We're going to get the next dirty one soaking, and we'll see how that comes out. But again, it's a process. It takes a couple different times. I love it though, especially when you have a bunch of big horse conchs. So this is the second cleanest one. This one's really nice too. It's not really pitted. Got a little break in it, but really pretty. Now, some people like to leave the periostracum. I am going to remove it on all of these. Oh, I think it's so beautiful. Yep, that is awesome. I can't wait to see how the other one. So that is the one that had all of that crud on it. And then this is the next one behind it I was going to clean. So yeah, it just takes it. I soak it for a couple of days. I pull it out. I chip away, soak it for a couple of days. And when they're all done, I'm probably going to post it over on Patreon, because I just feel so grateful to my Patreons for choosing to support me and really just kind of giving me the confidence and, frankly, the funds to kind of go out and do these kind of things. So thank you so much for even considering supporting me. It means the world to me. And I have a couple of cool trips coming up. We'll talk about that in the future. Next week, we're going to Kais because those winds were kind of high, and I kind of was hoping that there might be a couple of days of good shelling. So I did go back out, went over to Kais. It was awesome. I took a quick peek at what I all found, and it was pretty dang great. So until next week, I hope you have yourself a great week, and I'll see you again next Sunday.